Hi, good evening. Got it.
Okay. John?
Thank you, Govman, and Merry Christmas, everyone. Good
It's not
evening,
even Halloween yet.
yes, yeah, and good evening, and of course, good morning in the U.S., my fellow Rotarians, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rotarian John Fernandez. Welcome to one and all. It's so good to see everyone here tonight, and well, pink is my favorite color tonight, as you can see. And October is a Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's an annual campaign to raise awareness about the impact of breast cancer. So join us as we rise together to help uplift women in need. And in this program, no less than Rotary International President-elect Jennifer Jones will share her personal journey. And so let's begin with the program by starting with a short invocation, and this will be followed by the national anthem of the United States of America and the singing of the Philippine national anthem and the singing of the Rotary hymn. Let's play that invocation, please.
Do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not stay afraid. It is really I whom you see. I offer you now my peace. I have waited for this moment to be with you again. In my heart you'll remain. In your heart I'll stay. I am with you till the end of your days. I am in you. Have faith that I hold you even when you let go. And I love you, you must know. I am here. I am ever with you. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not stay afraid. I'm beyond all anguish, all death. I'm risen to life anew. When you feel that you've been emptied and can give no more, know that I am your breath and I fill your soul. I am with you till the end of your days. I am in you. Have faith that I hold you even when you let go. And I love you, you must know. I am near. I am ever with you. I am with you till the end of your days. I am in you. Have faith that I hold you even when you let go. And I love you, you must know. I am here. I am never with you.
Please stand by for the national anthem of the United States of America. This will be followed by the singing of the Philippine national anthem and our singing of the Rotary hymn. And just one small correction there. That's the beautiful national anthem of Canada. And this time, let's sing the Philippine national anthem. And please do stand by as well for the Rotary hymn after this.
Bayang magiliw, meron ang silanganan. Alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiliw. Sa manlulupi, kita masisingil. Sa lagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mo baka. Ay ilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang tinapay. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y nagumpay na nagiging. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan mapagay magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng maraming pagsika. Layayagin sa likod. Aming ligaya na patay mamagin. At namatay ng dahil sa'yo.
I want to be a Rotarian for the world. Make the Rotary flag as the flag of peace and pearl. I shall serve my community, help achieve universal unity. Rotary, I shall dedicate my all. World understanding shall be my cherished goal. With a four-way test, I'll pursue my quest. If in my little way help attain peace in the world, I shall not have lived in vain. I observe service above self. Lend a hand to all who need my help. I'll give my spouse to involve in Rotary, and in Rotary ways I will train my family. With a four-way test, we'll pursue our quest. If in our little way help attain peace in the world, we shall not have lived in vain. Build a bridge for tomorrow's youth, strengthened by nothing but the truth. Let's join our hands, there's no reason we'll divide. We shall all understand why the good Lord is our guide. With a four-way test, we'll pursue our quest. If in our little way of the day, peace in the world, we shall not have lived in vain. Peace be achieved, we shall not have lived in vain.
And good evening once again. Thank you for joining us tonight. This Pink October celebration is led by the Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente of the District 3860. And tonight, help me welcome Attorney Ging Lumantas. Who will do the honors of acknowledging our guests of honor and dignitaries. Ging, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Jong, and Merry Christmas, everyone. In behalf of Rotary International District 3860, led by District Governor Ana Luisa Bumagat, I Can Serve Foundation with convener and Polunao Zone Coordinator Mary Ann May and Alfordo Solomon, together with the Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente with President Bernardino Amago III, I would like to acknowledge our very important guests tonight, starting off with our guest speaker, the very first woman president of Rotary International 2022-2023, Jennifer Jones, who is joining us, I presume, from Ontario, Canada. So good morning, RIPE Jennifer. Thank you very much for honoring us with your presence tonight. You can say hello to everyone and Merry Christmas to you. Okay, thank you very much. We'll hear you later on. Okay, good evening also to our past Rotary International Director, Rafi Garcia. Good evening, Director. Thank you for joining us tonight. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of one of the classmates of our very own District Governor, joining us from District 3820, District Governor Angie Zunio. Good evening, Gov. We also have past District Governor Thomas Gump, who is joining us from, I presume, Minnesota, USA. No stranger to District 3860, was with us during our membership training a few months ago. Good evening, PDG Tom. Thank you for joining us tonight. We also have the chairperson of the Manila Rotary Presidential Conference, Arch Clump Society member, past District Governor Edna Suter. We also have ARRFC, past District Governor Yumi Espina. We also have past District Governor Bing Garcia, past District Governor Rizel Reyes. We also have past District Governor Maeng Mercado of District 3810. We also have District Governor-elect Lilu Alino. We are joined tonight by her DGE classmates. Much as I would love to acknowledge all of them, I received very strict instructions. The District Governor Lilu would like to personally acknowledge them later on in the program tonight. Okay, DGE Lilu, you will take care of that part. We also have District Governor nominee Roseanne Gamboa. We have District, yes, good evening, Twinkle. District Executive Secretary Caroline Andrade. District Membership Chair Jose Fortunato Uy. Past District Trainer, of course, our very good-looking, dashing host tonight, Angel Jong Fernandez. Our Rotary Friendship Chair, Ricky Andres, DGR, PRM, Arlene Adlawan, District Internet Officer, Jeff Tan. And I would like to acknowledge all the other life-changing district and club officers and Rotarians in attendance tonight. My hellos to our dear Rotary actors. My warm greetings to our partners and friends from I Can Serve Foundation and our partner doctors from the medical community, and to the other guests and friends of Rotary not mentioned, please know that we value your presence and we are truly honored that you can join us tonight. So let's all have a great time as we listen to the personal story and journey of RIPE Jennifer Jones. So thank you, and once again, Merry Christmas, everyone. Back to you, Jong.
Thank you, Ging. Excellent job right there. Merry Christmas to you as well. And before I turn this over to our life-changing District Governor, you all are looking good. Let's take a photo right now. Can we do that? Tupe, can you take the photo now before? Now that we are still all very complete right here, Tupe, please do the honors of taking the shot there. Everybody, give us your best smile to the camera. Tupe, take it away.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Page 2. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you.
All right, that's it. Thank you, Tupe. Now that we have captured everyone here, and our district governor is actually in the middle of her very busy governor's visit. And live from Butuan City, help me welcome our hardworking, dynamic, life-changing governor. Here's District Governor Ana Luisa Bumagat. Good evening, Gov Ana.
Good evening, friends, guests, to District 3860. Every October since 1985, millions throughout the world get involved in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a campaign that increases awareness of a disease that afflicts approximately 1 in 8 women in the United States alone. Right here in District 3860, Rotarians, both men and women, primarily led by the Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente, have worked with countless partners such as the I Can Serve Foundation, a breast cancer advocacy group in the Philippines. Together, we have embraced breast cancer awareness as one of our Rotary Day of Service in addressing one of Rotary's area of focus on disease prevention and treatment. Since 2016, all the clubs in District 3860 have made the entire month of October as our Pink October, conducting activities to campaign for early detection among men and women alike with our various activities. Even our male Rotarians wear pink. And tonight, we are particularly delighted to have a very admirable woman and Rotary leader, my Rotary idol, as our special guest speaker, who will share her inspiring story of faith and survival from breast cancer. On behalf of the Rotarians that comprise the 100 clubs of District 3860, it is my distinct honor and privilege to warmly welcome all of our esteemed guests, Rotary leaders, fellow Rotarians, friends, fellow advocates to this special event. May we all be inspired. Thank you and welcome one and all.
Thank you very much. That's our very own District Governor Ana Bumagat. Wonderful message right there. Now that we are deep into the program, Tupe, can we play this video for everyone to see? Let's take a look at this video, please. And that's your friendly reminder from I Can Serve Foundation. All right, there you go. And we would like to, of course, acknowledge the I Can Serve Foundation. This program tonight is, of course, organized together with the Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente of the District 3860 as they lead this campaign. And right now, let me turn this program over to our District Governor nominee. What an honor it is to introduce our very own Twinkle Gamboa. Good evening, District Governor nominee Twinkle.
Good evening, Jong. As part of the Empowering Girls Initiative, we will include a program that will teach the girls, especially those who already have their monthly period, excuse me, or menstruation, on how to conduct self-breast examination or the BSE. Girls have the right to education and the right to health, which includes understanding and knowing one's body. Our mantra, early detection is the best prevention. Early detection is the cure. Early detection saves lives. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was short and sweet. District Governor nominee Twinkle Gamboa, and I just heard from the grapevine that she is celebrating her birthday tomorrow. Is that correct? Advance happy birthday to you, District Governor nominee Twinkle, and thank you for all hard work and your effort putting into all this creation of awareness into breast cancer. And the past almost 2 years of this pandemic has posed a challenge to all of us, to just about everything actually. And breast cancer prevention is no exception. So tonight we're rising to the challenge together, and to share with us the rationale of this program, help me welcome our very own End Polio Now Zone 10 Coordinator, past District Governor Mean Alcordo Solomon. Good Mean, good evening.
Good evening, and thank you very much, Chong. You are dashing in pink. As they say, tough guys wear pink. I'd like to pay my respect to our guest of honor, RI President-elect Jennifer Jones. Thank you so much for making this happen. And we're very privileged to have no less than past RI Director Rafi Garcia, together with the esteemed governors, district officers from all over the country, if I may say. And special mention to our friend, one of the men in black of District 3860, adopted past District Governor Tom Gump. Welcome, Tom. And to fellow Rotarians of District 3860, my Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente, where I belong, thank you very much. And to I Can Serve Foundation. As Governor Anna mentioned, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is celebrated worldwide, and it's called Pink October. So if you notice, we have the pink ribbons in our virtual background. And I just like to make mention about the Philippines. So the Philippines has the highest prevalence of breast cancer in Asia and the ninth in the world. This is according to WHO. Breast cancer is the leading cause of cancer mortality in women. Breast cancer incidence is second to lung cancer for both genders. I mean, for all genders. And breast cancer is the most treatable form of cancer if detected early. As what was mentioned by Governor Twinkle, our mantra, early detection is the best prevention. Early detection is the cure. Early detection saves lives. I'm a living proof of early detection. And it is for this reason in 2016 that we have embraced the advocacy for breast cancer awareness. We want to keep families whole. We want you to keep your mother, your sister, your aunts, or your grandmother, or your friend, your girlfriends. So this is why we're pushing for the advocacy of early detection, and we're very pleased that our guest of honor will share her personal journey. And just to give you a little backgrounder, very simple tips, very simple information on risk factors and signals of breast cancer, I brought along. Imagine she grew up with Rotary. She's a Rota kid, but she's now one of Cebu's leading breast surgeon. I'd like to call Dr. Kim Daroy to add credibility to discuss a little about the risk factors and the signs of breast cancer. Dr. Kim?
Yes, hello. Good evening, everyone. And I'm very thankful for being invited here tonight. No, as said earlier, my task is to tell you some of the risk factors of developing breast cancer. And as you can see in the slides here, you have they are grouped into non-modifiable and modifiable risk factors. So non-modifiable risk factors means these are the things that we cannot change, but it's so also very important for us to talk about them. The most important of this is having a female gender, and increasing age is the next most important risk factor. Other risk factors include your breast density. The more dense your breast is, the higher the risk of having breast cancer. Family history of breast cancer and genetics plays a role. Also, a previous personal biopsy of either benign and malignant breast cancers is very important. What is not shown in this WHO slide are the age of menarche, or when a lady started having her first menstrual cycle, and the age of menopause, the last time a lady has her menstrual cycle. Another non-modifiable risk factor is a previous history of mantle radiation, meaning radiation to the chest and the neck area for a previous another kind of breast cancer. Now, if you look to the other side of this slide, you have your modifiable risk factors for which we will focus on. No? These are the things that we can do something about. So most importantly, it's about decreasing our exposure to the hormones, which is the fuel for cancer growth. And how do we do this? And how do we modify our risk? We do exercises with a minimum of 30 minutes for 5 times a week, or minimum of 2.5 hours a week. Weight loss to attain a BMI, a body mass index of less than maybe 20, 25. Better if it's less than 15, and decrease alcohol consumption. If we cannot altogether stop it, we can just at least decrease it to just 1 unit per day. Other things are childbirth. So these things we can control. So the more kids and the earlier you start having kids will decrease your exposure to your natural hormones. And of course, when you have kids, breastfeeding for a longer time period will also decrease your risk of breast cancer. And last but not least, avoiding exogenous sources of hormones, like taking your oral contraceptive pills, or in the postmenopausal period, avoiding taking the hormone replacement therapy. Now, can we move on to the next slide? The next slide shows us what we need to look out for. No? Definitely, we are advocating for ladies to be able to know what their normal breast feels like by doing self breast exams. And of course, doing self breast exams is not enough. You have to know what you have to look out for. So basically, we need to look out for lumps and bumps, not just in the breast, the part that is cupped within the bra area, but anywhere from your collarbone down to your ribs, from the middle of your chest all the way up to your armpit, underneath and above and into the armpit. And then you also have to check for nipple changes and symmetry between the two. I mean, there are no two breasts that are exactly alike, but you have to think of breasts as twins. And you have to see for symmetry. And when you're looking at your nipple, you have to look if there is retraction, meaning it pulls itself inward when you do certain movements of your hands, or if there is any spontaneous nipple discharge, especially if it's bloody. And for skin changes of the breast, very important, if you move your hands in certain positions, there may be some dimpling that was not there before, or if there are any signs of redness and warmth, skin thickening, and this thing that they call peau d'orange or orange peel. So it will look like an orange peel wherein you have all those large pores on the skin. And definitely a late sign of breast cancer is when you have your sores already or open wounds on the breast. Now, all these things, you have to bring yourself to your nearest healthcare provider. It does not have to be a specialist. You can go to your nearest doctor or nurse so they can guide you. Again, you have to be able to be comfortable touching your breasts so that you can catch them early. The point is we want to catch them as soon as we can while they are still small, while they are still very, very treatable. And at that stage, we can do less compared to if we catch them later on, wherein we have to add more and more treatments and all these other things. And then, of course, if we have the very late stage wherein breast cancer is caught later on and it has spread, then we will, things will be quite difficult. But again, we aim for early detection, and we are hoping to start young. Although breast cancer is not so common in the young as compared to the elderly population, we want to start breast awareness in the young so that when you grow and grow older and you keep doing it, then you know what your breast normally feels like. Again, thank you very much, Rotary, for having me here.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kim. You've grown up and we're so proud of you. Kim is the daughter of our Rotarian past president, Dr. Jojo and Dr. Alice Gonzalez. Thank you very much, Kim. At this point, I'd like to say I'm just so thrilled. I'm starstruck, as what Gov Anna mentioned, her idol, my idol as well. And I'd like this honor, I'm taking this honor to introduce her. Our guest speaker is the founder and president of Media Street Productions Incorporated, a 25-year-old award-winning media company in Windsor, Ontario. She is a proud member of the Rotary Club of Windsor-Roseland in Ontario, Canada. Her talents have strengthened Rotary's reach and impact through many roles, including as trustee of the Rotary Foundation, Rotary International Vice President, and co-chair of the End Polio Now, Make History Today campaign, raising funds alongside Bill and Melinda Gates and their foundation. She is a leader in cultivating experiential fundraising opportunities such as Rotary's Polio Golf Day with Jack Nicklaus in Jupiter, Florida, USA, which raised over $5.25 million for polio eradication in one day. Or the innovative virtual COVID-19 hashtag Rotary Response event that raised money for COVID-19 relief projects and showcased Rotary's response across the globe. Working alongside political figures, celebrities, and global leaders, she uses her voice to raise awareness and hundreds of millions of dollars to eradicate disease, support peace, and provide clean water and sanitation in developing areas of the world. Her skill as expert storyteller inspires hope and promise and motivates people to take action. She has received many honors and recognitions, including Rotary's Service Above Self Award and the Citation for Meritorious Service, the YMCA Peace Medallion, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal, and Wayne State University's Peacemaker of the Year Award, a first for a Canadian. She is married to Rotarian Nick Krejokich of the Rotary Club of La Salle Centennial, and he is a local family physician. They share a love for many things, including travel, cycling, golf, and relaxing at their family cottage. And they share a thirst for adventure, which has included cresting the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Africa. Trustee of the Rotary Foundation 2019-2023, the first Lady Rotary International President for Rotary Year 2022-2023. Fellow Rotarians, friends, and guests, a big virtual applause for Jennifer Jones. Jen?
Thank you so much, Meanne. And what an absolute honor and privilege it is to be able to join all of you this evening. And thank you for shining a light on breast cancer during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I would like to give a shout out and a nod to my good friend, Past Director Rafi Garcia, and also to acknowledge Governor Ana Luisa and all of the other dignitaries who are on this call this evening. Let me just say that all protocols observed. I really am delighted to be able to be here, and I really applaud the efforts that you have put into raising awareness about breast cancer. I love the fact that you are talking openly about it. And Dr. Kim, what a wonderful presentation, very clear and insightful, with a direct message, a call to action, that we need to be responsible for our own health and to protect ourselves when we're able. Tonight, I'm sharing with you my own personal journey. And 12 years ago this month, I found a lump in my breast and went through a year of treatment and surgery and all the other things associated with coming out on the other side and getting better. And fortunately for me, I detected it early and I was able to recover and to be able to, 12 years later, be able to tell you my own story. It starts very simply. I was in the bathtub and I had soap, and as I passed my hand over the side of my breast, I felt a little bit of a lump. And I wondered, I thought, what is that? And so I rinsed off and I couldn't feel it. So I put soap back on my breast again and I could feel it. And this is one of the ways that I think we need to be telling people to do your own personal exams, is that was the way that I was able to detect it. My husband, as was mentioned, is a medical doctor. And I called him into the bathroom and I said, honey, what do you think? Do you think this is anything? And it was tiny. It felt like it was a hard little pea. And he said, well, it feels like a cyst, but we should probably get it checked out. And so a few days later, I went to the hospital and I had a test done, and they actually did a scan and then came in and said, the doctor wants to do another test, a biopsy right now. Would you be amenable to that? And I said, of course. And it was probably about maybe a week later that I got results back that I had invasive ductal carcinoma. And those words alone kind of rocked my world. That was not part of my plan. It was not part of what I intended to go through. But we don't get to choose these things. We respond how we are able. And so for me, I put one foot in front of the other. I decided very early on that I was going to put my faith and trust in my doctors, and I wasn't going to try and research this. I knew I wasn't going to cure cancer by going online and trying to find all of the answers. I tried to control what I could control. And part of that was about how I was going to feel as I was going through this. It was a long journey of having a lumpectomy. Then I went through 8 rounds of chemotherapy, went through 21 rounds of radiation, and then another lumpectomy because one of the margins wasn't clear. I had stage 2, which meant that I had some lymph node involvement. And so at that point, they assumed that the treatment had taken care of it, but weren't sure. And so having a repeat lumpectomy was a very easy decision. Of course, let's make sure that we can take every chance possible to make sure that it doesn't come back again. I had a wonderful surgeon, and she really didn't have an incredible bedside manner, but I heard and knew that she was the best. And I wasn't looking for a best friend. I was looking for someone who was going to be able to help me and take the best care possible of me during that time. And she did a really fabulous job. I will say that at that point in time, from a Rotary perspective, I had finished serving as a district governor a couple of years earlier. And I had been invited to serve as a training leader at the Rotary International Assembly that was going to be held a few months later in San Diego. And I was so thrilled at the opportunity to be able to do that. I don't know that I had ever been more excited about something I was going to do in Rotary. And so in that October, when I found this lump, in November, when I found out the diagnosis, I had to decide that I was not going to be able to do this. And I felt really crushed by that. And I was also asked that year if I would give a speech, the first time speaking at that event. And I was so incredibly excited about it. And I had to make that awful phone call, letting them know that I would not be able to attend because I needed to take care of myself. And past President Ray Klingensmith, it was the year that he was going to be incoming president. And he reached out to me and he said, you know, Jen, figure out what your treatment schedule is. And if it happens to be on an off week, still come and give your speech if you're feeling up to it. And I was so grateful that he reached out and that he provided that opportunity, opened that door. And as it happens, that was an off week. And I was able to go. Now, I'll tell you, and this is the personal, even more personal part of the story. I was speaking on a Friday, the third week of January, and the Sunday prior to that was the day that I lost all of my hair. I had gone a month earlier with some girlfriends to find a wig because I knew that that was going to happen. And I arrived there to do this presentation for the first time, going out in public and wearing a wig and feeling like everyone would be looking at me. And I don't think a lot of people actually knew what was going on. Some did, but many didn't. And I remember feeling incredibly self-conscious about that. But what a privilege it was to be able to have the tool to be able to go out there and feel empowered enough to do the job and the task that I was there to do. And I'll never, ever underestimate the gratitude that I have for past President Ray, because he gave me more than this opportunity to make a speech. What he gave me was hope, something that I could look forward to that was positive at a time when I felt like my whole entire world had fallen apart. It was a really profound experience, and one that I'm incredibly grateful for. Very early on, when I was diagnosed, I received a card from a woman that I didn't really know very well, but she was a breast cancer survivor. And her first piece of advice to me was to go and buy a pair of shoes. And I thought that that was an interesting piece of advice until I read further. And she said, because you're going to need the shoebox to contain the amount of cards that you're going to receive from people all over the world who are going to reach out with messages of hope and support and love. And she was right. I ended up going through multiple shoeboxes of notes containing prayers and thoughts and love from so many different people, from people that I'd never even met before, but had heard of what I was going through. That's a really big part of this story, is understanding how we can support people who are traveling through a cancer journey of any kind. And to be able to reach out, I know that I would hear from my parents that there were prayer groups at different church, people that I didn't even know who were saying prayers of hope for me. So I never underestimate what it is to support someone else now going through that journey, and to speak openly and honestly about how we feel, how everyone's going to feel the way that they feel and how they travel that journey themselves. But to know that others have been through it and have survived. I have other friends who didn't survive. And so that's why early detection and having dialogue like you're doing today is so critically important, because everyone that we can get to understand that our bodies are not something we should be hiding, that we should be protecting them, our own temples, and that we need to be checking not just for breast cancer, but for all different types of ailments and other cancers as well. Because if we get them early, we know that we are able to have treatment. I'm very heartened to know that there's also great strides that are being made in cancer treatment and technology. Even from 12 years ago, it's a very different kind of treatment path for many now. And that's good news, because someday I hope that we don't necessarily have to have this conversation, because we'll be able to treat all types of cancers and we'll be able to eradicate breast cancer. Wouldn't that be something that we could celebrate? But right now, in the meantime, we have to make sure that we're doing our self-exams, that we're taking good care of ourselves, and that we're supporting those around us. I do know, and I guess I'll make this a sort of a final point, and then I know an open forum, Leanne, is going to follow. One of the things that I personally felt was maybe one of the hardest parts of the year that I spent when I was sick was trying to understand how the people closest to me felt. I could control how I felt, but I couldn't control how they felt. And so I know there were times when my husband, even as a medical doctor, probably felt helpless. My family feeling helpless. They could give love and support, but only I could deal with how I was walking that journey. And so I think that as we think about those caregivers, the people who take care of us, sometimes it's even a little harder for them, as crazy as that may sound. And so being gentle with everyone, whether it's the person who's sick or the person who's closest to them, is a really important part of how we take care of each other as well. So thank you for listening to me share a little bit of my very personal life. And I hope, and I do this in a way that I hope it inspires other people to talk openly about their own personal journeys and to be able to share these kinds of things with each other. So thank you very much for allowing me the honor of being able to share my story.
Thank you very much. Thank you really very much. That's Rotary International President-elect Jennifer Jones. It's truly what a privilege it is for all of us tonight. And let's give a big round of applause, please, to our RI President-elect Jennifer Jones. What an extraordinary, profound story. And RI President-elect Jennifer Jones, and with your kind indulgence, please allow us to have this dialogue with you and be with you just a little bit more in a conversation. And we couldn't think of anyone better in leading this conversation than our district governor-elect, Lilo Alino. She will be leading the district during your term as president, RI President-elect Jennifer Jones. So help me welcome my fellow Rotarians, District Governor-elect Lilo. Good evening, Lilo.
Hi, good evening. Thank you, Jong. Good evening, our RI President-elect Jennifer Jones.
So good to see you.
May I call you Jennifer?
Of course, of course.
When we had met, you said early this year, we had a meeting with the DGEs and some other DGEs in other countries. And actually today, I invited my classmates. So they're here today, but let me just give my respects to, of course, to you and to Governor Ana. I know she's very busy because of her Gov visit. And then we have the district chair for Empowering Girls, who has adopted also this cause of, breast cancer awareness, our district governor nominee, Twinkle Gamboa. And of course, our past Rotary International Director, Rafi. He was one of those, I think he's very excited to listen to you. He was one of those who came in early in the room. And we have our immediate past district governor, Rizel, who's, and then past district governor Bing and so many others. Our district officers are here and our fellow Rotarians from different clubs in our district 3860, and we're just so excited to listen to you. So we're all here, and I would like to, that was really something empowering. It's short, but it's empowering, it's insightful, it's inspiring, and very valuable message to all of us. I know I myself has volunteered for the I Can Serve Foundation. I'm not a cancer survivor, but my friend had cancer. That's EPNC and Polio Now Coordinator Mean, past district governor of District 3860. And so I volunteered for the I Can Serve Foundation. And we had, when she was governor, we actually started including the advocacy in District 3860. So every year we really do advocacy work for breast cancer awareness together with I Can Serve. And also, this is special. I know my classmates are here, so I would just like to mention them. They're all over the place, but different parts of District 3860. So we have District Governor-elect Joyce Ambre of District 3810, District 3820. I think you remember Gina, because Gina C was, our always go-to person, and she always leads us when we have events and activities. And we also have District Governor-elect John Michael Cano Nang, and we have District Governor Anne Marie Lorenzana, DGE also Joyce Ambre, and we have Bobby Tanyag and DGE Florian Enriquez, and of course, Mildred Vitangcol and Yong Ladob. I would just like to mention all of them because I know they're very happy to be here and to be listening to you. When you were talking about this thing earlier, John, by the way, if there are questions, you just alert me. But somebody gave me a question earlier, and I was happy, Jennifer, because you mentioned about message of hope. And usually, when there's breast cancer within the family, the victims are actually the family members because they don't know what to do. And that's very good that you mentioned it. But can you give us a more detailed information how they coped with you having cancer? And I know your husband Rick is a doctor, but can you tell us, because I think some of those who went through, there are also members here who have family members who are into this situation, and perhaps you can lead us how you were able to cope yourself, because I'm very sure there will be mental issues, health issues when this happens. And usually they say that the victims are really the members. They don't know what to do, how to care for you. So can you tell us more what the journey was for you?
Sure, and thank you very much for the question, and hello to everyone. I love that you were able to give all the classmates a shout out. That's wonderful. What I ended up doing was deciding who would accompany me with to my different treatments, and so I knew, for example, that there were members of my family who wouldn't necessarily be the right people to be with me, that they would be overwhelmed having to watch and witness what I was going through. And so I actually selected some really close girlfriends, and they alternated and came with me to provide company more than anything and to help me stay in a positive frame of mind. When I showed up for a treatment, I packed a picnic, and I would cut up fruit, and I would have cookies and all different kinds of things, but I would pack enough for everybody in the whole chemo suite. And so, I may have been going through a treatment, but I would still walk around and hand out cookies and try to make people smile. And in doing something like that, I think that's very Rotarian of us to be people who do things like that. And what it did was, someone else would smile, but that would make me happy. And so creating that kind of joy, instead of us all sitting there with, sullen looks on our faces, appreciating the gravity of what we were going through, there was a better opportunity to be in shared space together with some happiness. And so I selected the people who I knew would be able to be present with me in that kind of a treatment setting that would be positive, encouraging, supportive, that knew I wanted to try to be as positive as possible as I was going through it. And so there were some family members that and friends that I knew weren't really capable of that they would be sad, and that in their being sad, it would make me sad. So taking those positive steps to surround yourself with good, supportive, positive people was really important to me. And then recognizing that, it wasn't just my journey alone, recognizing that other people were affected by that, people who love me and didn't want anything bad to happen to me. And so, just recognizing that and being gentle with each other was a really important part of that.
Wow, what a journey that was, no? Especially if it involves friends and very close friends and also your family members. Oh, by the way, I have to mention that my other classmate, DGE Marcelino Noli Garcia, is also here.
Oh, hello.
And while I was listening to you, our title is Early Detection of Breast Cancer Saves Lives, and you are a living proof of that early detection of breast cancer saving lives. And will we be able to expect the breast cancer awareness as one of your advocacies during your term as RI president?
It's interesting. This is the first time I've actually sat in a meeting and talked openly about my own personal journey. I've done plenty of interviews and different things like that, particularly when I was first going through it. In my community, it was very widely known that I was dealing with breast cancer. And so I have never hidden the fact that I have gone through this, but I don't regularly talk about it. And that's why when Mianne asked me if I would do this, it was a very easy yes, because I think the more that we make this kind of conversation normal and acceptable and not something shameful, if you will, that we speak openly about these kinds of things. It's like mental health. We need to take the lid off of, not speaking of things and hiding things and being open with it. And so it's really important, I think, that this kind of meeting has been planned. Whether that's a platform, I wouldn't say that I've included that necessarily into it officially, but I will say it's not something I shy away from. That's for certain.
That's a very good point. And, it's at this point, being RIPE, we would think that she wouldn't mention it, or they wouldn't, yeah, you agree with me, right? So, but, at this point, I really want to mention to everyone the messages in the chat box. No, thank you, Ms. Jones, for sharing with us your testimonial. That's from a president and an AG. I think Maricel Amores says, beautiful story, RIP Jennifer Jones. And Feli Atienza is saying, I think she's a member of the I Can Serve Foundation, said, thank you very much, President Jen, for your sincerity and openness of your cancer journey. That's why I really want to mention this, because you just mentioned, let's just be open about it. God bless you more. And our Assistant Regional Rotary Foundation Chair, past District Governor Yumi, is saying, most privileged to have been shared a personal and inspiring story of your experience. Thank you very much, RIP PE Jennifer. And Gina C., my classmate, says, you're always very inspiring. Okay, so there are no questions here, Jong. Are there any questions from those who are present? We welcome your questions. And while we still have, I think we will be able to accept 2 more questions if you have. How about you, Gogmean? Do you have any questions at all for our RIPE, Jennifer Jones?
No, actually, I'll reserve it after.
Yeah,
I'll reserve our chicks.
And then Maricel is saying, what struck me most is that your inspiring story is more focused on the feelings of people around you. And I noticed that as well, because, there is a tendency for us to, it's me, it's me, it's me. But she said she loves it. No? And that's the reason, the reason why I asked you that question about your family, because families suffer the most. No, we know that the cancer survivors suffer, but families, they don't know what to do. So that's a really good point. Okay. So another thing, I think at this point, will you be able to share what are the pains, physical pains that you went through while you were having your treatment?
The cycle of treatment that I went through was every 2 weeks. And so for the surgical part, regular pain, it was the kind that it was controllable. It wasn't devastating. It was controllable pain. The treatment aspect of it, as I say, it was every 2 weeks. And so for the first couple of days after receiving a chemotherapy treatment, for example, I would not feel very good. And, that would be a lot of lay low kind of days and a lot of self-care. And by the second week, my energy was really good. And I was able to do things. And so I tried the best that I could to stay engaged with a lot of different things at the time. I was, I think, just about to come in as the chair of our Chamber of Commerce here in my community. And so I was really active in that at that time. My own business, I was trying to, keep things going. One of the really great lessons that came out of all of this was actually my business. And one of the things that I had to do, obviously, was step back, and I had to give sort of authority to my team to take it and run and to pick up the ball, if you will. And a year later, when I was better and ready to re-engage in earnest, it gave me this opportunity to recognize that they did such a brilliant job and that the company was doing really well. And if I went back and stepped back into my role as the CEO, I would have robbed my team of all the leadership growth that they had gone through. And so we had some really great open conversations and dialogue. And I said, I want to do more Rotary. And they said, then do it. And we'll keep doing what we're doing. And so it really, that was a silver lining that came out of it. And there were many silver linings that came out of that experience. And so even to this day, it's one of the reasons why I've been able to take on Rotary assignments at maybe an earlier age than I would have if I were working full time. I still have my company, it's still running well, and I still have a great team that does it. But they know that the contribution I'm able to make in what I'm doing now is something they contribute toward that by allowing me the freedom to be able to participate in full. So that was a really great part of it. So I guess back to your original question, from a pain perspective, I don't know that I would say there was some physical pain, but I think probably it was more of an energy kind of thing. And so cumulatively over the course of time and treatment, it takes its toll. And so, you just, again, you have to be gentle with yourself. But from a mental perspective, keeping my brain active was really important, and staying engaged in things. And, that feeling, like I said, that President Ray provided, giving
Yes.
hope, having things to look
Yes.
forward to, was really an important part of that.
I love that message of hope. And look, just fast backtracking a bit, because my question is about physical, but you mentioned about how it impacted also your business, the way you handled your business. But in a way, it became very empowering for your people, right? And now you can do more Rotary because you have empowered your people. Okay, so I think we have a question in the chat box. It says, did your diet change after?
My diet, yes, actually, that's a very insightful question, because when I said earlier that I didn't want to go online and try to cure cancer, I knew that wasn't my role in this. My role was to take care of myself. So the one thing I could control was what I was going to eat. So instead of researching, different cancer treatments, I was researching diet and what I should be eating and what I could eat and what was going to, be best for my body at that time. And so yes, I was very mindful about that. And yeah, that was, I've been a vegetarian for the past 20 years. So changing that part of my lifestyle was something I had already done. But making better choices, healthier choices, was something I was really conscious of, and continue to try and do so now.
Actually, that question came from Gobmean. I think she was trying to compare your experience and her experience. Okay, we have another question, this time from my classmate, DGE Gina C. Did you ever get depressed when you were doing the treatment? And what have you done to overcome it?
I don't know that I didn't go through an official depression. Were there days where I felt down? Sure, absolutely. When I started into treatment, it was wintertime in Canada. And so in my bedroom, I have beautiful windows that look out over a forest. And so I would bring a big comfortable chair and I would put it in front of the window, and I would just be able to sit there and sort of reflect. And I did a lot of writing in my journal at that time, and chronicling my feelings and my thoughts and my hopes and things that I was, what I was thinking about in the moment. And one of the things that was really, this is actually a really special part of the story. One of the things that I was hopeful for and became hopeful for as I sat in that chair is that I compared myself somewhat to the trees that had lost their leaves, and we were all sort of dormant at that time together. And in the spring, as the leaves started, as the buds started to come out and the leaves started to reemerge, I felt like I was having that same kind of reawakening. And I shared that story with my brother, who's an artist. And he painted this incredible painting of these trees and gave it to me for Christmas that year. And he included that story on the back of it, so that he wanted to share that that was his interpretation of what I had shared with him. And I just remember sobbing. I was so touched by that gift. It was just, it was really a profound and kind gesture on his part.
Okay, thank you very much. But there's, I think in the chat box, there are some messages here that I really need to tell you. Awesome and inspiring, RIPE Jenny. And it says, oh, where was that? And then, thank you. I think this is a good ending. Arlene Adlawan, our past assistant governor, says, thank you, RIPE Jennifer Jones, for that heartwarming sharing of your journey. It's full of courage, faith, and love. Continue to inspire us, because you are a blessing to Rotary. You are a blessing to Rotary, and I say a gift and a blessing to Rotary. God bless you and your family. And from the president of my club, Ria Sinining Ahudilia, having to listen to our RIPE share a very personal story about her journey with cancer makes the district have a personal connection with RI. And for that, we are truly grateful for you sharing your story with us. And thank you. Thank you very much. And lastly, thank you so much, President Jen, RIP Jen, for your very inspiring story of hope that you shared to us. I was really touched and inspired listening to your awesome and courageous journey, being positive all the time. Thank you so much, and God bless. So this should be from District Governor Angelita Sonio. Thank you, RIPE Jennifer, for sharing your personal, meaningful story and journey. You continuously inspire us with your courage, wisdom, and faith. And with that, we thank you so immensely. We are deeply happy that you're here, and most sincerely, our gratitude goes to you. Daghang salamat. That's thank you very much in Cebuano. Daghang salamat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, District Governor-elect Lilo. You know, RIPE Jennifer, DGE Lilo just can't get enough of you, and we really and we really thank you for sharing with us your time. What a lovely conversation. With your kind indulgence, allow me to ask this question: what would be your focus next year? Are you going to require all male Rotarian to wear pink, or what movie? Can you shed some light on that, RPE Jennifer Jones, please?
Well, you do wear it well.
Thank you.
You do, Joe. You're
well,
going to wear purple.
Well, in terms of theme and everything, we're just a couple of months away from revealing that in January, when we will have an in-person International Assembly in Orlando, Florida, which I'm very excited about. We'll be doing it very safely, but one of our first steps back into being together in person, which is exciting. You've mentioned pink, so I'll share this much, and the DGEs know this, that pink is not one of the official colors. However, purple, green, and white will be the colors that I will focus on.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Again, Rotary International President-elect Jennifer Jones. Just stay right there, RIP Jennifer. Let me turn this over quickly to our past district governor, Mayan Alcordo Solomon. Go, Mayan. Good evening.
Yes,
po.
John. Good evening. Thank you. Once again, Jen, thank you very much for sending that chat out of the blue. You were God sent. You're our angel when you said, hi, kindred spirit. Remember that? But because we announced that you were going to share your personal journey, we have Rotarians and spouses of Rotarians who sent me a message. And I'd just like to show this poster. And we're just so thrilled to have them in a poster with you. Tope, can you please show this poster? So we're celebrating life with you. We have past President Lisa Calda of the Rotary Club of Candaya, Tacloban. We have past President Meg Santos of the Rotary Club of the Diangas. We have past President Mary Ann Rabaya of the Rotary Club of Metro Cebu. We have spouse Rosalinda Acharon, spouse of past President June Acharon of the Rotary Club of Midtown Jensen. And we have past Assistant Governor, past President May Urbano of the Rotary Club of Polomolok 101. And on the second row, we have Rotarian Beth Smotherman from the Rotary Club of Candaya, Tacloban. Fatima Kianson, the spouse of past President Paul Kianson of the Rotary Club of San Juanico, Tacloban. Evelyn Clarin, the spouse of past President Joey Clarin of the Rotary Club of Leyte Gulf, past President Tita Caballas of the Rotary Club of Cebu Gloria Maris, and past President Melanie De Palan of the Rotary Club of Polomolok 101. Two of them, Rotarians, past President Mary Ann and past President Tita, are still going through their chemo. Today is the graduation day of Tita. It's her 6th chemo. So she graduated from her chemo, and so did Marianne. And you are a beacon of hope, and thank you very much. And as you mentioned, the victims are not the patients, but our loved ones. And we know how it feels, and it resonates. And Rotary has become my platform for this advocacy. And my Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente, for one, when I was diagnosed, I'd like to make special mention. This is now a deja vu. The people who held my hand at the biopsy room were spouse Sandra Espina and ARRFC past District Governor Yumi Espina. So they were there. And my surgeon was also a past president of the Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente. So all in the family. And a lot of people you meet along the way, and they tell your stories, their inspiring stories. They don't know what you went through, but because of what you went through, you become stronger. Who would expect a survivor would be the first Lady Rotary International President? Thank you for that. Thank you for the hope, and thank you for the faith. So Jen, henceforth, I know that this advocacy will be stronger. We took baby steps from 2016, baby steps. It was not easy. It was not easy for having women come out in the open. Sometimes our culture prevents us from doing that, but then we had to put faces to survivorship. In this platform, I have Sisters of I Can Serve, which is an acronym for Information for Cancer Services. We empower ourselves with information of what we have and what we can do about it. This is like the Susan Komen of the US. So it's in the Philippines, and we're doing this advocacy every October. But for me, my October is when pink turns red. Don't forget, October 24 is World Polio Day. So, so I wear two hats. Yes. Pink October is not spelled as October. It's Octoblur. October. It's a blur for me from pink to red, Jen, I tell you. So, but then I think things happen for a reason, and you have a calling and you have a mission. My getting cancer, and I know you too, is not a choice. It's a gift. I believe it's a gift. You did what you needed or what you had to do. I did what I had to do in this journey called life. And like you, I know we're both inspired by life itself. And I thank Rotary for a lot of things that happened to me. And my BFF here, District Governor-elect Lilo, has been there since day one. She's been my BFF, best friend. Actually, it's now breast friend. So I have a lot of breast friends here. So she's been my breast friend since I was in high school. So I asked about diet because I envy you, how you looked. Well, I didn't keep my diet. I like everything in moderation. So that's how I justify my eating habits, in moderation. So with that, we're happy, because if you're sad of not eating, then your cancer cells will come back, right? That's how we make ourselves happy. Little things in life. So it's been a privilege for District 3860 and the rest of Zone 10A, because we have Rotarians from all over Zone 10A here listening to your story and being inspired. And thank you for reaching out. Just by saying, hi, kindred spirit, it lifted my spirit actually and made me, well, ask that question. Can you come to our district and talk about your story? So I've got my text is, we have I can serve sisters and Rotarians even from Baguio, that's the northern part of the Philippines, and texting, wow, we have a strong leader here in the person of your Rotary International President-elect Jennifer. And if
Well,
I may say, you look fabulous as a survivor.
you, my friend, are a special woman. Thank you. And thank you for your leadership and initiative on putting this together and for making it a priority. And I am honored to be able to be one of your best friends.
Thank you, best friend. Tight hug and virtual hug. I'll be in touch. We'll compare notes. Oh, by the way, PS, did you get to have a portacath or you went through the regular IV for your chemo? Oh, you did a part. Okay, all right. To those who don't know what a portacath is, it's something that's inside you, and that's where chemo, all your chemo is done easily. I had the usual. I had the regular. So my other arm is dead. My nerves, I can't have anything done from my other arm. I should have had a portacath. But anyway, that's it. Back to you, John. Thank you very much. Tight hug and virtual back. I'll be in touch, Jen. Love you.
Absolutely.
Love you, best friend.
And ladies and gentlemen,
by the way, I have a text. Somebody wants to have a group picture of best friends, some of my best friends. Rotarian May Urbano wants to be on the same screen. I'm sorry, John, I have to kick you off the screen.
go ahead, go ahead.
May, are you here? You can be on screen with us. And I think Lisa Calda is here. Okay. Can you? But there you are. How about Lisa? Lisa, are you here? Lisa, I saw you earlier. Oh, Tita Tits. Oh, Lisa. Okay, come join us here. So there you are. Are we in the screen with Lisa, May, and Jen? And how about Tita Tits? Is Tita here? Would Tita like to come in? I know she's had chemo. And Mary Ann, can we be 6 in one screen, Pe? Mary Ann, past President Mary Ann.
There.
Yeah, Mary Ann is here. She said hello earlier. There you are. Hi, Mary Ann. Her hair's growing back. Hi, Mary Ann. How about Tita Tits?
I cannot spotlight because she's not on video.
Oh, she's not in video. Okay. So I think, I don't know. How about the spouses, Lisa? Do you think they're here? Mary Ann, how about Melanie? Melanie is not here, May? So here we are. These are the best friends. Now we have a picture with Jen.
Okay,
please.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Another one. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay.
Thank you very much. Jen, thank you for indulging us with Mary Ann, May, Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Jong.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much again, my fellow Rotarians. The first ever woman president-elect of the Rotary International. That's Jennifer Jones. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your time with us. What a pleasure. What a treat for all of us. And of course, thank you to our End Polio Now Zone Coordinator, Mary Ann Alcordo Solomon, and to all the breast friends who are here joining us tonight in this program. And as mentioned earlier, this very special program, of course, is brought to you by the Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente, together with the I Can Serve Foundation. And to wrap this up, let me call on the president of the Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente to inspire us more and to share with us his closing thoughts in tonight's program. Help me welcome Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente President Burns Amago. Attorney Burns, good evening.
Thank you, John. District Governor Ana Luisa Bumagat, RI President-elect, and guest of honor Jennifer Jones, protocol observed, good evening. For me, there is truth to what an old adage says, that life is what we make it. Every day, we are required to make a choice, and sometimes choosing is hard. more so if the choice we need to make can affect the lives of those we truly care for. But at the end of the day, we still have to make a choice. Those battling with breast cancer has to make the daily choice of fight or flight, and surely it is no easy task. But let's take a page from the storybook of RI President-elect Jennifer Jordan, who chose to turn around Jennifer Jones, I mean, who chose to turn around a life threatening experience into a life defining moment that involves others. Despite her struggles, she continued to choose kindness that came in a picnic basket, which allowed her to change lives by sharing its message of hope and inspiration. She taught us to rise above the pain and make each time count, to aim and reach the top as Jen has done. It may not add years to your life, but surely it will add life to your years. But for now, we are all called to action, to spread awareness on the illness that affects millions of women around the world. Whether it hits close to our homes or not, let's be breast friends to others by making them know more about breast cancer. As proven by our President-elect Jen, early detection saves lives. Trusting medical experts makes a difference. Let's allow the dialogues to continue. Let's be part of the conversation. And more importantly, let's fill the shoe boxes of those facing breast cancer with our words of support, encouragement, and love. We know that life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. I hope that we just gave you all that moment tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A big round of applause, please, for the president of the Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente of the District 3860. That's 30 Burns Amago. Thank you. Thank you, President Burns. And of course, thank you as well to the I Can Serve Foundation by fellow Rotarians. Thank you for joining us in this annual campaign to raise awareness about the impact of breast cancer. And of course, tonight, morning in the U.S., as we rise together to help uplift the breast friends who are in this room, uplifting women in need. And again, thank you to Rotary International President-elect Jennifer Jones for sharing with us her personal journey. And thank you for joining us in this Pink October celebration. And what a best way to end this program by singing happy birthday to our district governor nominee. Can we all do that, please? Let's spotlight our district governor nominee, and let's all sing happy birthday. She's going to celebrate her birthday tomorrow. Romy Balaba will be leading the singing.
Hello, everyone. So, we'll now sing advance happy birthday to our district governor-elect, Ma'am Twinkle Gamboa. Let's get ready. Happy birthday
To you. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Parang malungkot man.
Happy birthday,
Birthday to you. Happy birthday, yan. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, classmate.
Happy birthday to you.
What's your birthday?
Thank
All
you,
right.
everyone. Thank you,
Thank
Mario.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy birthday again, District Governor nominee Twinkle Gamboa. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of the team, it's a pleasure to be with all of you tonight. And let's go out there and together we rise as we uplift women in need in this celebration of the Pink October. This has been John Fernandez. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
John, thank you so much for hosting. And I'd like to introduce you to Jen. Jen, this is John. He is not a DJ. Chong, you did fabulously.
I was messaging me and saying, is he a broadcaster? Because he's fabulous. You are so good at this.
He's our best.
Thank
He's our
you. Thank you.
all-star.
And happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Chong. Thank you, Jen, for gracing. I know this is not the last, the first. This is not the last. So,
Absolutely.
thank you
Be
very
well.
much for visiting.
Thank you.
Hopefully, face to face in the Philippines during your term.
Absolutely.
Okay,
You can count on it.
District 3860 is inviting you.
Thank you. All right.
Thank
Be
you.
well.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Jen.
Bye. Bye, Jen.
Tope, thank you so much, Tope. Grabe, Tope, ha? Canadian. Stop recording, Pe, please.